Start again. Everyone wants to stand out until it's time to actually stand for something. You think you need more followers, a better funnel, a viral moment, but the truth, you don't need everyone. You don't. You just need to be unforgettable to the right ones. And that doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you build your brand like a $2 bill. Rare, remarkable, impossible to ignore. This is the last week 6 of the Only framework, and it's where we tie it all together. This is how you go from one of many to the only, from great to legendary. If you've made it this far, here's what I know. You're great at what you do. You've probably got the receipts, clients, results, maybe even awards, and yet you still feel invisible online. You scroll and see people with half your skill making twice the noise. They're getting speaking gigs. They're signing clients. They're building momentum. And you're wondering, what am I missing? What am I missing? It's not talent. It's not effort. It's this. You're still playing by the rules of better, not different. So let's change that. Let's change that today. You ready? Come on, let's go. When I give a keynote, I start with the simple story. I pull out a crisp $2 bill and ask the room, when's the last time you saw one of these? Every time the reaction, it's the same. Heads tilt, eyebrows lift. Some people say, whoa, I forgot those existed. Others say, I've kept one in my wallet for years. Why? Well, not because it's worth more, but because it's rare, because it's different. You remember a $2 bill. You don't forget what stands out. That's your brand's job. Not to be liked, everyone, but to be unforgettable to the right people. Let's walk through what we've done these past 5 weeks, and then I'll show you how to weave it into one powerful brand identity. Oh, own your unique story. People buy stories, not resumes, but not just any story, your earned story. The moments that shaped how you think, why you do what you do, and what you see that others miss. When I was an executive at A&E, we'd pass on shows with a good idea, but when a producer could say, this is personal. This is the show I wish I existed when I was going through X. That's when we leaned in. One client of mine said, I'm tired of being a best kept secret. I know too much to stay quiet. Well, that line became her brand. Her story wasn't about credentials. It was about refusing to stay invisible. Don't hide the scar that made you care. That's your power. That's your resonance. Share that with the world. We got the O, now we got the N. We got to narrow your focus. No one hires a jack of all trades. They hire the one who gets them. Too many of you are saying, I help people. People who? What kind of people? Why you? Well, why you? When you focus your message, your people recognize themselves in your brand. So a client said, I kept trying to sound broad because I didn't want to leave anyone out. Classic, right? But once I picked a lane, once I said, I help founders make peace with visibility, people started saying, I feel like you're speaking to me. In television, we didn't pitch shows as dramas with something for everyone. We'd say, well, it's like Storage Wars, but vintage cars. Actually, not really. We didn't say any of that, but we sold specificity. I want you to pick a hill to die on. People remember sharp. not safe. And then we've got the L, lead with your story. This isn't about dumping your trauma on LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok. No. It's about using your story to create connection, not confession. Lifetime greenlit shows that made you feel like someone got you. The single mom who never saw herself on screen. The survivor who said, finally, a show that tells the truth. That was Lifetime, our sister network. Your audience is looking for a mirror. One of my clients says, I didn't realize my story was the thing people connected to most. I thought it was a liability. Nope, sorry, client. It's the lightning rod, the shortcut to trust. Anchor your brand and why you care, not just what you do. And lastly, why? You are the category. You're not in a crowded space. You are your own space. When A&E greenlit Duck Dynasty, it wasn't because it fit a trend. Certainly not. It created a trend. It owned its weirdness, and that's why it worked. Your weirdness, that's your advantage. One of my clients said, I realized I wasn't a coach. I was a translator. I translate complexity into clarity for people who don't speak strategy. And that's when things clicked. You have to name your category. You have to create your container. That's when you don't compete. That's when you redefine the game. Now, here's how it all comes together. Your brand isn't your niche. It's your narrative. When you own your earned story, when you narrow your focus, when you lead with your truth and define your category, you don't market yourself anymore. You move people. You become the keynote, the category creator, the one they remember long after they close the tab. You, yes, you become the $2 bill. So here's what I want you to do. Go back to your bio, your website, your content. Are you telling the truth? Or are you hiding behind what's professional? Are you trying to fit in? Or are you showing what makes you irreplaceable? Are you saying what you do or why it matters? Your audience is smarter than you think. They don't need you to be polished. They need you to be clear, real, convicted, human. And when you do that, they'll say, I don't even need to see more. This person gets it. This person gets me. And if you're serious about making your brand unforgettable, go to findyouronly.app. That's findyouronly.app. And in under 8 minutes, it's going to walk you through 8 questions that will give you clarity. And it's a process that I use with my clients to craft brands that break through. So go to findyouronly.app, 8 questions in under 8 minutes, and then you'll get to book a free 15-minute call with me. It's only going to last for a little bit, but we'll get to work on your only statement and so much more. Do what many others have done. Almost 60 or 70 people have gone through. Book a call with me. I think it's not going to be an hour. That's going to be a waste of your time. Findyouronly.app. I'm telling you, you don't need another freebie, another lead magnet. You need a mirror. That app is the start, and I am the finish. So I'm going to see you tomorrow for day 2 of this grand finale week, where we go from idea to identity. Let's keep going. Be the only. Be the $2 bill.